On the news at 1, President Bola Tinubu swears in new commissioner for Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission. And FCT NSCDC nabs man allegedly trying to sell his son for 20 million naira. Hello and thank you for joining us on the News at 1 on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. I am Ifoma Ojinta. President Bola Tinubu has sworn in Ambassador Desmond Akawo as the new commissioner of the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission. The new commissioner took oath of office shortly before the commencement of the first meeting of the Federal Executive Council at the State House. Ambassador Akawo, who is an experienced diplomat and administrator, was a commissioner for water resources and rural development in Rivers State. The present administration has declared intention for radical change in infrastructure development, and the commissioner says he is aware of the importance of revenue mobilization towards the actualization of developmental aspirations.
I believe the most important thing is that we still have quite a lot to extract from our blue economy. We have a lot to extract from the solid mineral. The mono economy that we have today is not comfortable. Of course, it is not going to be abandoned, but these two new areas, as well as culture and tourism, I believe my contribution will really help in making sure that our revenues are shored up.
The Federal Capital Territory Minister of State, Dr. Maria Mahmood, has asserted that the nation's educational system must evolve to identify and nurture diverse talents in any fields of endeavor. The minister made the disclosure while speaking as a special guest of honor at the Big Break Moment Africa Season 2, tagged Rep Your Campus, held at the International Conference Center, Abuja. Dr. Mahmood stressed that implementing comprehensive assessment methods and mentorship programs will assist to unearth hidden potentials, noting that her administration will empower talented individuals by providing them with opportunities for skills development, research projects, and collaborative initiatives. Now, traders in Karimo markets are counting their losses after a midnight fire outbreak, which razed more than 150 shops. Details of this report will be brought to you in our subsequent bulletins. Following recent cases of kidnapping and attacks in some communities in the Federal Capital Territory, Commissioner for Public Complaints, Dalhatu Ezekiel, has advocated the prioritization of security and safety by government and relevant agencies, appealing that a state of emergency be declared to decisively deal with the situation. Asabe Williams reports that the advocacy formed the Commission's quarterly press briefing in Abuja.
The interaction by the Public Complaints Commission and journalists could not have come at a better time, as Commissioner Public Complaints Commission Dalhatu Ezekiel decried escalating cases of kidnap for ransom with lives allegedly lost, a situation the Commission describes as unacceptable for a federal capital.
People are deserting their communities in the rural community, migrating to the nearest urban cities. And in the whole 6 area council, there is no area council that has not been ravaged and sieged by these bandits and kidnappers.
Further investigations reveal that the menace of banditry is ravaging food production as farmers in rural areas are cut off, leading to losses and skyrocketing prices.
Killing people on their farms, in their houses, in their shops, and all what may. It's very, very unbecoming, and I want to call the attention of the Honorable Minister to this ugly trend that is going on in the FCT.
The deliberation was emphatic, as the situation must not be allowed to fester, with the Commission calling for a broad-based approach, including strengthening local intelligence, employment generation, and innovative ideas towards tackling the challenges. In Abuja, Asebe Williams, NTA News.
In the meantime, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has emboldened residents of the territory to not panic as the administration, in collaboration with security agencies, are on top of the situation, assuring them of safety. The minister gave this assurance during the emergency security meeting in Abuja. Onozi Yakubu has details.
Thank you, Father, for the safe arrival.
Traditional and religious leaders from Buhari Area Council and other critical stakeholders, including the former senator representing the FCT, Philip Tanimu Aduda, represented the communities bedeviled by activities of bandits. The meeting is an interface with the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike on the security challenges bedeviling the council in recent times.
At this juncture, I consider it highly pertinent to stress that the sheer siege and the difficult terrain of the council has made the security challenges even more mountainous and daunting.
We are having three boundaries of state: Niger State, and Kaduna State, and Nasarawa State. Because of the inflow of women in Buhari Area Council, that's why we are receiving a lot of challenge.
To give them more support. You know, all these people that are kidnapping our people, the type of guns that they are holding, our police don't have such type of gun. The hunters group, the vigilantes, they also need support. They have been doing very well.
After listening to the passionate appeals from these community leaders, FCT Minister Nyesom Wike says in line with the presidential directive, all the necessary support will be provided to ensure safer nation's capital, saying that enough is enough.
It is not by mere talking. We are serious. Security agencies will not have any reason to say that they are not equipped. We will provide everything required.
Statistics indicate that Buhari Area Council has 16 districts with more than 90 villages and hamlets. Villages around border communities with neighboring states are worse hit with recent attacks. Onozi Yakubu, NTA News.
Still talking security, operatives of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps and SCDC FCT Command has arrested one Chiana Tapase Solomon Tali at the point of selling his 8-year-old son, Ushafa Tali, for 20 million naira. Commandant of the Corps, Olushola Odumosu, while parading the suspects, before newsmen disclosed that the child trafficking suspect was arrested after being lured to Abuja from Benue. Onotu Yakubu brings us details.
Get money.
42-year-old Chiana Tapase Solomon is a father of 6. In his claim, economic hardship had led him to the choice of selling his 4th child, 8-year-old Ushafa Chiana Tali, with the hope to train his other children with the proceeds. In the process, he enlisted the services of an accomplice, Pius Ondoaka, in Benue to link him with buyers in Abuja. Unaware, intelligence operatives of the NSCDC FCT got a wind of the ill act and immediately deployed to pose as buyers.
I have to find a way so that I can train some of my children, the other ones. So I have no doubt but to ask one of my language men, how will I get money to train some of my children? From there, he advised me on many ways.
Asked me, so so far I have a lot of children, so I want to even use one and get money. So whether I have any idea on it, I tell us no, or let me get back.
Commandant Olushola Odumosu says the trafficking syndicate, who used the code name he-goat and she-goat to identify gender of their victims, refused an offer of 12 million naira before transaction was concluded for his asking price.
We have everything on tape, their conversation, in case of any denial. And he offered the sum of 20 million naira for the boy to be sold to him without caring whatever was to be done with the child. If he was to be killed, was to be done anything, that was not his business, as long as the 20 million naira was available.
The suspects and victim have been handed over to the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, for investigation and prosecution.
NAPTIP is going to do great on this matter. We're going to investigate the matter of, I believe for him to have said there is a she-goat, meaning there are other victims somewhere, hiding somewhere. We'll get back to you at the end of the day. We'll surely get back to you, and it's going to be a positive result.
The command reiterates commitment to reduce crime and place order and protect the dignity and sanctity of life. Onotu Yakobo, NTA News.
You're watching the news at 1 on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. Ahead on the news. King Charles to undergo treatment for enlarged prostates. These and more in just a moment. Good evening. Glad to have you join us.
Thanks for joining us on Weekly News Wrap.
Thank you very much for having me.
And it is on that note we welcome you to today's edition of the program.
I will celebrate creativity, lasting impressions.
There's no book stating that this is the role for men.
On the news.
On the news at 7.
The latest station, NTA Channel 5, Abuja.
Would say have a lovely day.
Thanks for staying tuned. Now, to allow active participation of citizens in governance process through information sharing, addressing important issues and providing valuable insights, member representing Tafa, Gwara and Suleja Federal Constituency, Honorable Adamu Tanko Lukuja, has commenced a town hall meeting with the people. Abdullahi Suleimani Aji reports on the engagements.
7 months after his inauguration as a member representing the people of Gurara, Tafa and Suleja Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, Adamu Tanko Lukuja is behind these walls of the Suleja Town Hall, not only to present a scorecard, but also to get a feedback from his people.
The constituency projects are the initiatives of a legislature, but funded by government. And it is the responsibility of that legislature with the synergy of the local community to ensure that those projects are implemented. Such incapable or selfish leader has no business whatsoever remaining in that office. The people who brought him into power must send him out through the ballot.
In here is an opportunity for constituents to voice their concerns in a transparent manner, as citizens' involvement in decision-making is a crucial part of the democratic practice.
Suleja community on the federal capital territory, which will have every capability and capacity to have an institutions in our day Suleja.
Any activities you are going on, try to carry the women along.
For Adamu Tanko Lukuja, beyond the legislative business of lawmaking and oversight, he gets to interact more closely with the people on the way forward.
And I want to be as accountable as possible to the people. I'm ready to carry all the cross, all the body, all the responsibility that comes with that.
At the end of this town hall meeting, the take-home for constituents after an intensive interaction with their representatives is that continuous engagement like this is crucial to getting deliverables for sustainable growth and development. From Suleja,
Muslim Women Organization, Nisa Hussein and Nasra State Chapter has reminded women on the need to be the first teacher at home by studying the Holy Quran and passing on the knowledge to younger generation for continuity and better moral teachings. Nguse Perve reports that the women also received training on first aid.
The one-day lecture organized by Muslim women organization Nisal Sunnah Kefi chapter is aimed at reviving the spirit of the worship of Allah through studying Quran and adhering to the tenets of Islam. Jacob.
We are here to educate ourselves on the teachings of Islam.
Seeking of knowledge, that is very, very important for every Muslim, either a male or a female Muslim, to seek knowledge in order to know how to practice your religion. Because without the knowledge of your religion, you cannot be able to practice.
The group equally used the opportunity to teach women simple first aid techniques at home. With knowledge acquired from this lecture, it is hoped it will be transferred to other women, as training a woman is equal to educating an entire nation. The training is a routine exercise. From Kefi Nguse PV, NTA News.
It was a dream come true for the royal family of the district head of Alita in Abuja Municipal Area Council as they witnessed the solemnization of the holy matrimony of their first grandchild, Princess Joy Shekoya Ishaka, and her heartthrob flying officer Victor Pada in grand style. Tessie Omeri captured the memorable moments.
For the district head of Alita, His Royal Highness Ibrahim Gajetna and his family, witnessing the solemnization of holy matrimony between their first female grandchild, Joy Shokonya Ishaku, and her heartthrob, flying officer Victor Pada, is indeed a blessing from God, considering how eager they waited for that special day. The clergy, while performing the solemnization, admonished the couple to see marriage as a vocation designed by God, charging them to adhere to the teachings for a successful marital life.
Marriage was designed by God to be inseparable. That is why when the Reverend was doing the journey, he said, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health. Here at the church, at the altar, these vows are taken. So God designed marriage to be inseparable. God designed marriage to be inseparable. To be a spiritual union glued together with absolute faithfulness and loving companionship.
Guests were thereafter treated to a reception at the Grand Event Center at Sun City after the service. Cozy atmosphere provided varieties of entertainment, from traditional to modern beats.
I found love in you. And I've learned to love me too.
Speakers at the reception provide recipes that make marriages stand the test of time in a lifelong institution.
Rejoice with those who are rejoicing. So we've decided to rejoice with the family. Being that Ishaku as a parent, as a father, did not shy away from his responsibility. So we are believing and trusting God that the home established by the grace of God, it will stand on the solid rock and their marriage will be blessed.
And also apply the modern method of marriage, which is both parties should help each other. It is no longer a one-sided affair. The wife should support the husband to keep the family going. And the parents should give the children their freedom to be self-contented with themselves.
The district head of Aleta, His Royal Highness Ibrahim Gajetna, and his children, overwhelmed with joy, give gratitude to God for a successful ceremony.
Because I love her so much, seeing her face makes me smile, you know. And so what more can I ask, you know? I'm lucky and I'm blessed. There's a man for every woman and there's a woman for every man. And so the bedrock of every French relationship is friendship. So we started as friends and I did not really know I'll get married to her. But then now I'm married to her already. So we started as friends. So I'll still tell you that at the end of the day, she's my friend, best friend.
Just peace of mind and love, and God's favor and goodness will keep making us glow. And I'm so glad and excited that all of them came just to celebrate us. And I pray that God will bless them all.
And my joy is that by the grace of God, with this foundation that have been laid, the solid one, it's my prayer that it's going to be fruitful. Everything that entails about marriage, God in His infinite mercy will pour out to them, and it shall be well.
Wedding solemnization were a series of activities, including prayer session for Princess Joy Shefonia at the palace of the district head of Aleta, as well as send-forth ceremony with the display of the rich culture of the Gbagi people as they wish the couple a happy home. In Abuja, Tessie.
And next is the Globe this week.
Welcome to the Globe this week, a foreign news segment that offers unique perspective on sub-stories that make headlines. I am Sandra Akeme. King Charles III has sought treatment for an enlarged prostate. A statement by Buckingham Palace said on Wednesday, and I quote, "His Majesty's condition is benign and he will attend hospital next week for a corrective procedure. The King's public engagement will be postponed for a short period of recuperation." End of quote. Regarding King Charles's medical history, in 2003, he had a 24-hour stay in hospital for a routine hernia operation. In 2018, King Charles had a procedure to remove a small, non-cancerous growth from his nose. The announcement comes shortly after Kensington Palace shared that Kate, the Princess of Wales, will be hospitalized for the next 10 to 14 days after a planned abdominal surgery. The United States on Wednesday redesignated Yemen's Houthis group as specially designated global terrorists in response to the Iran-backed group's attacks in the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden. Secretary to the State Anthony Blinken said in a statement that Yemeni rebels have carried out attacks on maritime vessels and military forces protecting commercial shipping since November. These attacks against international shipping have endangered mariners, disrupted the free flow of commerce, and interfered with navigational rights and freedoms. This designation seeks to promote accountability for the group's terrorist activities, said Blinken. He said if the Houthis cease attacks in the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden, the U.S. will re-evaluate his designation. The move comes days after the U.S. began responding to repeated attacks by the Iran-backed group on merchant vessels in the Red Sea. The Houthis said the operations are intended to pressure Israel to halt its deadly onslaught on the Gaza Strip. The Red Sea is a critical commercial waterway connecting the Mediterranean Sea via Egypt's canal with the Gulf of Aden. An overnight curfew has been imposed in the Indian Ocean nation of Comoros after violent protests against President Azali Assoumani's re-election rocked the archipelago, the Interior Ministry said. Assoumani won a fourth five-year term after the country's electoral body on Tuesday declared him the winner of Sunday's election against five opponents with 62.97% of the vote. The army fired tear gas to disperse protesters in the streets of the capital, Moroni, on Wednesday, while protesters were still on the streets in the north of the city in the early hours of Thursday. Many thanks for staying with us. Back to you for the continuation of the news.
And a bit on sports, Super Eagles coach has confirmed that Royal Antwerp Belgium midfielder Al-Hassan Yusuf has been ruled out of contention for selection ahead of the match against Cote d'Ivoire at the Olympic Stadium on Thursday. The Portuguese coach disclosed this while briefing the media in Abidjan. While the 23-year-old Al-Hassan will not feature, fears were allayed over the fitness and availability of African Footballer of the Year Victor Osimhen. Osimhen had a recovery training session on Tuesday and will be expected to lead the attack against the Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire. And just before we go, here is a recap of some top stories. FCT Minister interfaced with stakeholders in Buari on security threats. And FCT Nigeria Security Civil Defense Corps has arrested a man trying to sell his son for 20 million naira in Ushafa Buari Area Council of the FCT. And that's the news at 1. There'll be more news at 7. Do join us then and have a pleasant afternoon.